welcome back to this channel. It's a great day here at Kevala Farm, as you can see. Most of you have been asking me many questions. You're asking that between local birds and then layers, which ones are more profitable. So in today's video, I want us to discuss how you can earn money through these local birds, because I visit most farmers, many farmers, and through farmers, I've come across farmers who are dealing in these local birds and they are making so much money. So I want to tell you how you can earn from these local birds, and I also want to tell you we compare between local birds and then layers, which ones are more profitable. So this is how these people who are rearing the local birds, this is how they earn. And when I'm seeing that if you become intentional and then you decide to do these local birds, you can as well earn more money and get rich while you're doing these birds. And this is what they do. If you want to earn from these local birds, you decide and then you become a breeder farmer, because those are the people whom I've seen that they are making way much more money. So they have chicken. First of all, they rear the chicken and then they get eggs. And when they are getting these eggs, they separate their stock. They have the stock which is going to lay eggs, the fertilized eggs, and then they have another stock whereby they are laying eggs which are not fertilized. And these eggs which are not fertilized, this is whereby they supply to the supermarkets, because the eggs which are fertilized, their lifespan is very short, and these ones which are not fertilized, they have a longer lifespan. So these are the eggs they take to the supermarket, and then they give to people, homes, for consumption, because they will take long to be spoiled. So they have a stock whereby they are getting eggs to take to the incubator, and most of them are having the incubators at their premises. And through my research, I've come to see that there are these incubators which are having a small capacity and they are not very expensive. So some of the farmers are having the incubators at their premises. So here they are getting the eggs which are fertilized, and then they incubate them, and then they get day-old chicks, and then they sell these day-old chicks. And trust me, if you're selling day-old chicks, if you want to know, people who are selling day-old chicks are making a lot of money. So they earn from selling these day-old chicks. And then another way, they sell these eggs. They sell them very expensively. For example, here in this country, a crate goes for 35,000 Ugandan shillings. So they sell the eggs, at the same time they sell the old chicks. And then also they offer services whereby people bring the eggs and they incubate for them. So that is one way of making money through these local birds. And then when they get many chicks, for example, people have not taken all their orders, the remaining chicks, they brood them. There are so many people, they want chicken, but they don't want to struggle brooding these birds. Maybe they don't know how to brood. So this farmer is brooding the chicken and then is selling them at 1 month or 2 weeks to those people who don't want to suffer brooding. And then through this, they are also getting a lot of money by doing that. So you can see that if you become intentional and then you do these local birds, you're going to earn money and then you're going to get rich. And then another way, they incubate their chicks, then they raise their chicks, and when these chicks reach at 3 months, and then at that time they sell the cocks. And at that time the cocks are ready to be consumed, so they sell them expensively. So that is how these people who are doing the local birds are earning from this business, and they are doing a lot of money. And trust me to tell you the truth, in future I'm also planning on doing this, because I've seen it's an opportunity for me to make money. So if we are to compare with the layers, the only bad thing with these local birds, they cannot lay many eggs like these layers. because the layers were created to lay eggs, and each and every day these layers, you're supposed to receive an egg from these layers, and which is not with the local breed. The local breed, they will give you eggs, and then at some time they will stop. For example, we know that the local birds at some time they brood. So during that time they are not laying the eggs. So now, if I'm to compare the local birds and the layer birds, let me begin with the local birds. These local birds are so easy to take care of. For example, for the farmers who are beginners and then you don't have much knowledge about taking care of the chicken, I would recommend that you go for these local birds, because first of all, you don't need a lot of expertise to take care of these birds. And when it comes to layers, you must be knowing what you're doing. From the beginning, you must be knowing how to brood. You have to know how to feed these birds. You have to know how the diseases, how to take care of them. And which is not with the local birds, because for local birds, you can just bring the birds and then you free range them. They look for their own feeds, and then you don't even vaccinate, because I'm very sure many people in the villages don't know how to vaccinate these birds. But then again, you have to know that you're not vaccinating, because they are free ranging, and all these greens they are eating, it is the medicine. Most of them, it is the medicine for them. So that is why vaccinating is not so important in the local birds. So here, what I mean, you have to be having a lot of knowledge to look after the layers, which is not with the local birds. And then another thing, the good thing about the local birds, their meat is so marketable. Here in my country, I receive many calls. People are looking for the local meat and then the local eggs. That's why I was forced to bring these local birds that you're seeing around, because I'm targeting Christmas. People are looking for the local meat, so I want to take advantage of that and also make some money out of this small number that I brought here. So people believe that these birds, their meat is so organic. People are so tired of chemicals, because they believe these layers we have to vaccinate and then we give so many antibiotics. So people want meat which is organic, so they prefer the local birds, which makes the local birds so expensive. So if you're having them, you're earning more money compared to those people who are having layers. For example, a tray of eggs, the local eggs, goes for 30,000 Ugandan shillings, and then a tray of the a tray of layers, it goes for only 10,000. So you can see that the local birds, their products are very expensive. So now let me talk about the layers. These layers are so good because the advantage with these layers, they lay eggs each and every day. When it comes to layers, there is nothing like the birds are brooding, nothing like these are holidays, the birds will not lay. As long as your chicken are in good health, their health is good, they are going to give you eggs each and every day, and they will lay for 2 good years when they are giving you eggs each and every day, and that is money. A layer will give you more than 320 eggs in a year, but a local bird is going to give you around 120 eggs a year. So if you compare the two, you will see that the layers, you will earn more money from it at the end of the day. And then another thing, these layers, they take a short period of time to start laying. For example, you're going to rear the layers for only 18 weeks and then they start laying. But when it comes to the local birds, it will take around 6 months for it to start giving you the eggs. And when you see that is a long period of time, when you're just putting money and you're not receiving any money. And then another thing with the layer birds, their products are so marketable compared to the local birds. Take an example. We have said that the eggs for local birds are so expensive. But remember, there are very few people who can afford buying those eggs at 30,000 shillings. But when it comes to the layers, their eggs are so marketable because anyone can afford. Most people can afford to buy a tray of eggs at 10,000, and which makes so if you're having so many numbers of these layers, you're able to sell your eggs each and every day. But if you're having a larger number of the local birds, you may not be able to sell the eggs each and every day because the market is small. So when it comes to the layers, you can be able to have a very big number of layers. For example, and when I'm talking about a big number, I'm talking about thousands. I've come to learn that there are some people who are having 1 million birds, and I believe there is no one who is having 1 million local birds. So when it comes to numbers, if you want a big number, you may not be able to rear the local birds. You go for the layer birds. So now, between the layers and then the local birds, which ones are more profitable? I would tell you that you go for layers. First of all, if you want serious business, whereby you're going to keep on expanding, because what you should know, if you want to make more money, the more numbers of chicken, the more money, the more profits you will get at the end. So if you want serious business whereby your goal is to expand and have big numbers, I would say that you go for the layers, because it is so hard to keep very big numbers of a big number of local birds because of all the reasons that we have talked about. So in the end, I would say that the layer birds are more profitable than the local birds. But then if your capital is small and then you don't have a lot of knowledge about how to rear the chicken, you would go for the local birds. And then if you learn and then you've got all the knowledge, you go for the layer birds. I hope all this knowledge I've given you is going to help you, especially those who want to begin poultry farming. You'll be able to know between the local and then the layers which one you should start with. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new on this channel, I'm called Lillian and I'm so passionate about poultry farming. That's why I left my job and came to do this as my full-time job. So don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel and like and share this video, because if you share the video, you help it to go viral and all the people, all the farmers get to know all these things that we talk about. And please don't hesitate to ask me about anything in the comment section, and then also tell me your experiences, which ones between the layers and the locals, which ones you have done, and then your experiences. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. So thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Let me see you in the next video.